Hi there. So in this tutorial, what we're going to look at is using SQL or SQL to interact with the database. So at the moment, we've got our database like this, which is called shop. So I'm going to use my shop example, and it contains a set of products. So there are these things, 6 things inside my database. So what I can do is I can interact with my database using SQL, and I can do this either through this visual interface, phpMyAdmin, but ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to remove this graphical interface and manual interface with my database, and we're going to replace this with a PHP page. But what's good is actually to try out SQL using phpMyAdmin to get the hang of how it works. So we can see that there's a tab at the top here that is going to allow me to try and do some SQL things. So this is the most basic statement that we can use. Select star, which means everything, from the database table, which is called shop, and we've got this thing where one here. So where is a condition that says select all of these things from the shop where there's some condition that's true, and one just says where it's true all of the time. So we don't actually need that right now, so we can take that off. So if I say select star from the shop, then when I click on go here, we can see that I have every item returned to me. If I go back to my SQL and run that again, here we go, sorry, show the query box, then I don't have to select everything, select star or show star. What I can do is I can just find the names of the products. So if I go select name, so I'm using the field from over here, I could pull this in this way, or I could just type it in. So I'm just going to now display the name of each item from the shop. Click on go, and you can see now I've only got the names of my products. And I can keep playing around with this, building a level of sophistication or complexity, I suppose. So I put my where statement back in. So I'm going to now select, rather than selecting everything and displaying the names of every item in my database, I'm going to go, why don't I just select the things where the type is soap. So all I want to see now is the soaps in my database, not the hand creams or the gift boxes. And we can see that if I do that, I've now just got rose soap and lavender soap in there. So there's quite a few things we can do with select, and I think that what we're going to do in PHP is we're going to generate a select statement, but we're going to do it in our PHP page, and we're going to execute that SQL statement from our PHP page on the server. A great tip for getting started with all of this stuff is write the SQL statement that you want in phpMyAdmin, check that it works, and then you can copy and paste this SQL statement from phpMyAdmin into your PHP as a starting point, rather than just trying to generate something from PHP. If it doesn't work, you're not quite sure if it's not working because your PHP isn't working, or whether it's your SQL statement that's wrong. So it's a good idea to have a play around with this. So we can use select to get things from the database. We can use insert here, so we can see that we've got insert into and the name of the database table, and what PHP MyAdmin does for you is it generates a template for us to work with. So it just finds the names of all of the columns here and asks us for their values. So what I'm going to do, because the ID is a auto increment, I don't actually need ID. So I'm going to take ID out of here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the corresponding value out of there. So we don't need that. And now at this point, what I want to do is I want to write the name of my new product. So I'm going to add a sweet orange soap into here, and the type of this is soap. The fragrance obviously is going to be orange, and the value for the price is going to be £4. Okay, so now I've done that, I can run my query, and we can see that one row has been inserted, ID 7, and if I look down, okay, so I need to, it's done the insert, but it's not showing me my full table. I can go back to browsing my complete database if I want to have a quick look, and we can see that sweet orange soap has arrived at the bottom here. It's a type soap, fragrance is orange, price is £4. So I have added a value. If I go to my SQL tab again, I can also do an update. So here we have the update statement, which is a way of editing an existing record in my database. So the keyword here is update, again the name of my database table, and I need to set, and I can pick the items that I want to change. So I don't have to change everything. So I don't want to change, in this case, the ID. What I think I'll do is I will change the price of all of my soaps to £4.50. So nothing to do with ID. The name of the soap remains the same. The type remains the same, so the soaps stay as soaps. The fragrance remains the same, but the price changes. So we're going to make price equal to £4.50, and we're going to do that here for just the items where the type is equal to soap. So all the soaps will now become £4.50. So once we do that, we click on go, and we've run the query. Let's have a little browse through my products now, and we can see that the price of all of the soaps has now gone up to £4.50. The final thing that I can do in my SQL statement is to delete items. So I'm going to delete from the database table shop, and I need to put a condition in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just delete, I'm going to just delete the last item. So where ID equals 1. That should be where ID equals 7. So I'm just deleting the last item in my database table. Click on go. Do you really want to delete that? So final warning for me, yes. Run the query, look at my structure, and we can see that item 7, the rose soap that I entered, has now been deleted. So I think it's really important to use PHPMyAdmin to have a play around with SQL, to understand how SQL really works before getting too embroiled in the PHP side of things.